Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ify Artistry. If this is your first time dropping by my channel, you are highly welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. Okay guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how I transformed my beautiful gorgeous clients. So this person, I meet her in the UK. She's an old-time friend and an old-time classmate. But anyway, let's get right into the video. First of all, I cleaned her face with micellar water, and I'm moisturizing her face now with Cetaphil moisturizer, as you can see in the video. So after cleaning the face, then the next thing is moisturizer. I'm going to be putting this moisturizer all over her face, everywhere on the face. So moisturizer is that product that you want to put everywhere on the face. So the face and the skin needs hydration, so you use moisturizer to hydrate the skin, to add hydration on the skin, because you would want the face to have this moisture, because I always say it in my videos. We are going to be having a lot of powders and a lot of cakey and a lot of foundation stuffs on the face. For those things to stay on the face and last, it means that the face will need hydration, so you have to hydrate it very well. So after that, I'm going in with this hydrating primer, the elf hydrating primer. So not just moisturizer, after we'll still go in with another primer that is a hydrating primer. So you hydrate the skin, you put this primer every area of the face as well, except the under eyes. But the moisturizer, I applied the moisturizer both everywhere, on the under eyes, on the forehead, everywhere. But the primer, you make sure the primer does not get to the under eyes, okay? So after that, I'm going to be using a mattifying primer. This is the Becca mattifying primer. I'm just going to be putting this Becca mattifying primer on the T-zones, basically the places I don't want oils to come on. So the Becca primer is a mattifying primer, like I said. So is the primer, the type of primer that controls oil from the face, right? So you make sure you put them the places you don't want to see shine or oil, the places you don't want oils to come out. So I only did that at the center of the face. After that, I used my setting spray and I sprayed on the face to lock in every hydration that I've put on that face. So I'm going to use my setting spray and do that, and then lock everything in. Okay guys, so moving on, I'm going to dry the face and then move over to the foundation. I'm going to be using the L'Oreal True Match foundation and Superstay, Maybelline Superstay foundation. I mix the both shades together to get the color that is at least close to her skin tone. So one thing, because my clients, if you look down on her body, you see that her body is at least closer to the foundation that I mixed, because I'm trying to match the foundation to her body, because her body is going to be showing in the video, in the picture she wants to take, in the clothes she wants to wear. But her neck is actually darker than every part of her face, both her body and her everywhere. So what I did on this makeup is to try and match the contours closer to her neck, and then match the highlighted areas closer to the body. So you are going to see that in due time. So when I am done, I just spread this product all over her face. I spread the foundation on her face, and then I begin to blend it in. Afterwards, I'm going to be using the Nuban Beauty Concealer in the shade 043, and then the Tarte Concealer in the shade, I don't know. So the darker shade of the shade Tarte concealer, I don't know, I think is no, that's not shade Tarte concealer. I don't know why I refuse to go and find out this particular shade that I normally use. So guys, moving on, this Tarte concealer, I'm just using Tarte concealer and then that. So the Tarte concealer is actually the main concealer that is going to be her skin match. Just, I think it's just like one shade or two shades lighter than her complexion. So guys, I put that on and then I begin to blend it on her face. So the shape Tarte concealer is towards the outer part, while the Nuban Beauty is in the inner corner. Nuban Beauty is actually lighter than the shape Tarte concealer. Okay guys, so moving on, I'm just going to be using my beauty blender and blend this into her skin. So the highlighted areas, you see the places I'm trying to highlight: the jaw, the cupid bow, the hair, under eyes, the nose bridge, and the forehead. So these places is my intention to make them brighter. That is why I'm highlighting it. Highlighting means making it brighter. So I'm trying to brighten these places up. So I added this lighter shade of concealers to help me do that. So after that, I'm going to use my beauty blender and blend this product into the skin properly to make sure I'm not seeing any demarcation or any harsh line on the face, because that is actually what we try to do. So after this, I get a darker shade of my foundation and try to create contour for her face. All right, so I'm just going to blend that. Just keep watching the video. You're going to see how it plays out at the end of the day. So my intention is to get a darker shade of product of foundation to, you know, like create her contour. Even at that, I'm still trying not to make the contour that very dark actually, but we are going to see how it turns out, because at the end of the day everything is going to balance and make sense. Just keep watching and just keep an open mind. So after putting this contour product on the face, I use my beauty blender, another part of the beauty blender, because the beauty blender has different phases, right? I use another part to blend the product I just put out. So for me, contour, I just put it, I add contour with my brush, and then I use beauty blender to blend. So mostly one thing that you have not, if you've not noticed about me, is that I use beauty blender to blend every creamy product every creamy product I'm putting on the face. I use beauty blender for that. Okay, so moving on, I'm using this blush. It's a blush cup I got from the brand beauty I don't know why I mostly forget this brand's name, and this is not even a joke anymore. I mostly forget their name, but that is it. If you have been watching all of my videos, you would always hear me mention about the brand. Okay guys, so moving on, under the eyes, the concealer still left there, so I make sure not to blend them when I'm blending concealers out. I leave it there for a while, then when I'm done, you know, contouring and doing every other thing, I come back for it. So now is the right time for me to come and blend it, because I blend it when I'm ready to set, if that makes sense, right? So if I'm ready to set the under eyes, I come back and blend it. So after blending, I'm going to be setting it with this setting powder from Merak, the shade cinnamon. I think people have been asking me what setting powder they can get. This is a good buy. Merak setting powder in the shade cinnamon is a good product, so especially for dark skin people and chocolate skin, so you can use that and you'll love it. All right, so I'm just moving on. I'm just going to keep setting and keep blending. So I'm just setting the under eyes with my setting powder and making sure, because one thing I love about this cinnamon is that it doesn't really, it's not that bright. It will just keep everything at bay and, you know, like make everything look beautiful and nice. So I'm using that to set every highlighted areas. You guys were here when I just highlighted the face, the under eyes, jaw, cupid bow, forehead, nose bridge, and everything. So I'm just going to use this setting powder and still run through these things that I just highlighted, right? So after running through them, I'm going to get my brush and my powder palette to try and set the rest of the face. Okay, so one thing that I do when I'm setting, I don't just go ahead and set everything I just see. No, I set the low light, I set with low light, with like light shade of powder. Contour, I set with contour shade of powder. You know, like I set with whatever I'm doing at the same time, so I don't try to overdo. So when I start doing contour, I start picking up contour shade of powder in my powder palette. So I use it directly and set it, instead of setting with normal powder and then going back with contour powder. That is building too much powder on the face. If you want to do contour, just go ahead and set the face with the contour powder you are about to set, right? Okay, so moving on, after that I'm just contouring the forehead. You guys see that I'm trying to, you know, like contour and add everything where it was supposed to be. And equally the nose bridge, I have to equally contour that place. Remember that I added the cream contour over there, so when it comes to the powder contour, I have to equally do justice to that. So I'm going to be using my brush that is just like a fluffy brush to create the contour. I mean, if you get a brush set, we're going to see that there are some brushes that is way better for you to use and do this. Okay guys, so moving on, after that I'm just, you know, like adding my blush. I'm just got a blush. I'm trying to add blush to brighten her face, her cheeks. You know, like when you add the brush, it doesn't brighten the face, sorry, it's actually add warmth to the face. So I do feel like the blush, you know, like the blush cannot overshadow the contour, but that's not my intention though. I don't try to overshadow my contour with blush. Moving on, I'm going over to the brows now. So I'm just going to, um I first of all I tame it down, set it with powder, and then I'm dusting out the powder to, go ahead and outline the brows. And now that I'm done doing that, I'm outlining the brows now. I'm just, ruling line, like the straight line from the hairline and all that. And one thing that you're going to know is the brand of the angled brush I'm using to do this is very, very important, because your tools are so important. They have a lot of role to play in the outcome of whatever you're going to do. So just like the angled brush I'm using is from Merak. The angled brush is from Merak, and is a very good angled brush. I promise you, it's a very good brush. Then after that, I'm using the gel liner from Hegai and Esther. I can't stress on that enough. The product is actually a good one as well. So after outlining the brows, I'll go ahead and fill out the brows. I'm using the Davis pencil in the shade 003. Yeah, so I'm using the Davis pencil to outline and fill out these brows right now. So it's not going to be anything serious. It's not going to be too busy. I don't like my brows being too busy. I just outline it and then brush it up, and it looks very natural when I do that. And then I go ahead and conceal the brows. Okay guys, so just wash and enjoy the process. It's just me concealing the brows. There is nothing serious or nothing more or anything going on. Everything is just fine. So I'm concealing these brows with my concealer, the Nuban Beauty concealer in the shade 043. I mixed it with the Tarte concealer, so because the two of them, I feel like the two mixture is going to go well with her skin tone, so I decided to mix them both together. So one thing with brows we are going to know is that you must not get it perfectly the first time you try, but you can actually make adjustments, and there will be room for improvement. So after drawing the brows, I'm just going to go ahead and start like cleaning it out and making sure everything is okay. And equally, I'm learning concealing the upper part of the brows from where I'm standing. If you have been watching my old videos, you should know my take on concealing the upper part of the brows. But anyway, if you have not been watching the old videos, don't worry about it. I'm just concealing that, and there is no big deal about it. Okay guys, so after that, I'm going to set the under eyes with powder. I know a lot of makeup artists don't do this, but when you set the under eyes with powder before you go ahead and start doing eyeshadow, you don't know that you have secured your eyebrows. Like, you have just secured it. Sometimes, if it's left for me, I wouldn't actually make a mistake. I can still do it and everything will be fine, but sometimes it's okay to allow yourself to be just perfect. So after that, I'm using the eyeshadow primer, the Banana Clone White eyeshadow primer. I'm using that to that's going to be the eyeshadow for her eyes that I'll use for her the eyeshadow primer I'm going to be using for her eyes. So after that, you see the eyeshadow palette I just showed is from Colouredraine. Yeah, Colouredraine. That was one thing I was forgetting to mention about the blush that I used. The cream blush is from that Colouredraine brand. Okay, so this eyeshadow palette is also from Colouredraine. So I'm just picking the nude shade there, the brown nude shade there. I'm just using it to create her transition, just a beautiful transition. So one thing my clients actually asked me, like I said, I don't know, Ada is just a very sweet girl. She asked me what shade or what color that I would love to add on her. So I told her, do you have anything in mind? She said yes. So she showed me something, so we are trying to just recreate that. So if you actually live in the UK, you will notice that, or you will know that before a client requests for something serious, there must definitely be a reason for, maybe there's something they want to go for or anything. If not, so mostly they want something very natural and very light, so Ada is also one of the people that loves something that is so simple. So for some reasons in the UK, I used to forget about baking the under eyes. So I do remember baking when I'm done with the makeup, when I'm done with the eyeshadow. So guys, what she showed me for the eyeshadow, I just saw it and I decide to start creating. You know, so this eyeshadow that I'm adding, you know, the way I added it, I don't know, for some reason, I think it's from the way I added it popped and it looks so amazing and so nice. If I tell you that I'm actually mixing two different colors here, you won't believe. If you look very, very well in the two videos, you'll notice that the two shades are not exactly the same thing, in as much as they are the same mixture, but you know, sometimes the lighter one might be darker than the other one, so that is it. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's still very, 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 very nice. Okay guys, so you see, this is the time I'm remembering to bake the face, which doesn't really sit well or make sense that much. Okay guys, so moving on, I just go ahead and bake the face. I was supposed to have done this before I get to this stage, but that was when I remembered that I've not done it. So moving on, I'm just going to go ahead and add just the underline on the eye eyeshadow, just a little bit. I'm not doing too much. I'm not even taking it forward, just a little bit, just to add something there so that it just doesn't look weird and awkward. Okay, so yeah, this eyeshadow looks amazing and lovely. It's just as simple as I want it, and it's looking nice, you know. So after that, I'm just going to go ahead and line the eyes. I'm lining the eyes with my gel liner. The gel liner is from you guys already know, it's from Zaron. So I forgot to buy Englot gel liner. I wanted to buy that gel liner. I want to have Englot gel liner. No, I don't know, for some I think people say that it's stiff after a while, and I don't want to experience that ever. But anyway, let's see how it goes. So guys, just moving on, I'm just lining the eyes, you know. I don't know why it's actually the camera, my hand is very slow doing this. I like playing the video to be very fast at this point, so that I wouldn't be wasting too much time or wasting anybody's time doing this. Okay, so after that, I'm equally lining the waterline, the waterline. So just, you know, using my gel liner to line that place so my client doesn't tear up and all that. Okay guys, so I'm done with the eyes. I fixed the lashes and everything. Ada is coming together. She's beginning to look amazing and beautiful. So after that, I just go ahead and start dusting out the excess powder in the under eyes. So everything is already looking amazing. Like from my end, from my eyes now, like I love how this looks. Like her face looks lovely, natural. Like when she saw her face when I was done with this makeup, she testified that the Lord is good all the time. I'm telling you. Okay guys, so after everything, I just started blending out everything. Like I started blending out and just, you know, like dusting out and, you know, setting, re-emphasizing on everything: the blush, the contour, the waterline, the low light, the highlight, the forehead, the contour, everything. So I just started emphasizing back on them. So I'm not supposed to add this blush again. Like I was already getting rid of the blush that was smudged, and then I go ahead and add it right back. But it's okay. Okay guys, so moving on, I use my setting spray. So this setting spray is from Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. This setting spray have come to be one of my lovely and the best setting spray I have owned. But don't worry, I got a new setting spray. I'm going to be showing you guys in due time. Okay guys, so moving on, after everything, so when I set the setting spray and, you know, everything is dry, I go ahead and add my glow to her face. So I try not to add too much, you know. I try not to add too much glue, just a little bit of glow on the face. So after that, I start outlining her lips, you know. So I don't want something simple, especially on the lips. She wants something simple and stunning. So that's what I'm going to give her this evening. It's actually evening that I'm doing the makeup. Alright, so I'm going to try and give her what she wants, just a simple makeup and everything nice. So I'm lining the lips with this liner. You see, this liner have come to be one of the best liner I've ever owned. It's a very great liner. It's a great liner. And where did I buy it? I think it's from Temu. I used to say it, the liner is not even that big, but I don't know. Sometimes I used to look for liners that doesn't give me purple shade when after applying. But look at this very liner now. It's looking amazing. It's looking lovely and nice. And it gave me what I want. So after that, I added nude shades in the inner corners of the lips for everything to look nice and amazing. All right. So I asked her to smack her lips. She smacked her lips, and then I go ahead and blend everything into each other. All right, guys. So after blending everything, the next thing I do is to add my gloss. I think, yeah, this is the point I add my gloss. Yeah, so I just go ahead and add the gloss, and so that it will make everything all right, and it's going to make everything fine. So the gloss sometimes calms down the lips, like when you're done adding gloss, it calms down the lips. And after everything I've done, I go ahead and add the soap pro setting spray. Is an amazing spray, so it locks in everything you have done on the face. So soap pro setting spray, I just added it on there, I sprayed it all over the face, and boom, we are done with the makeup. So I gave my friend a mirror. You guys should not mind this mirror because it's out of the world. I gave her a mirror. She looks at herself and she's like, oh wow, she's amazed by what she sees. She can't even believe her eyes, you see. So it's a lovely one. If you have not beat your face, then you are missing something. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos. It was a beautiful experience for her to experience. We did her makeup and everything is looking nice. She's amazing. She loves it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said before, I'm going to see you guys next time. Please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. We are growing, we are expanding, and I love nothing more than that. Thank you guys so much, and I'm going to see you next time. Bye.